My name is Keane, and I'm going to be discussing the debate that happened just a little bit earlier today. It was between VenomFang and the Muslim Response, as well as a fellow by the name of Sam. I don't know much about Sam, but I'm sure the Muslims would be able to post a comment or something to give the full name of this person and their website. I went into Pal Talk, sort of. Allah told me how to find where the actual debate room is. And I went in there, and I went into the Christian chat room called Jesus Talk and Stickam, and I broadcasted it because I thought the Christians might be interested in hearing their warrior for Jesus, VenomFangX, from YouTube debate a Muslim. The topic was, is Jesus God? Basically another Trinity debate. Somewhat. So what happened is that I get in there and I discovered that people were able to ask questions at the end of the thing. So immediately I was intrigued because now I get to ask questions as well and participate in the debate. But let me tell you what happened before all that. At first, the Muslim as well as VenomFang were doing very, very well in the debate. It was very exciting. Both were calm, and they were going back and forth using the Bible to prove either Jesus is God or Jesus isn't God. Of course, VenomFang is trying to prove Jesus is God and the Muslim the other way. For about 30 minutes, the debate was going really good. The Christians were rooting and they were cheering and they were like, yeah, go VenomFang. But after about 30 minutes, VenomFang started to make very ignorant pop shots and insults towards the Prophet Muhammad. He started making insults towards the Quran and how he believes that the Muslims worship a figment of their imagination, a delusion. Basically saying that their God is false and their book is toilet paper. This is what VenomFang decided to do. It started getting into ad hominems. The Muslim, however, he kept his cool, although he did say some things here and there that were itsy-bitsy against VenomFang. But the debate persisted, and I have to say I underestimated VenomFangX. I have to say that VenomFang was very articulate, and he was quick, and he was fast to comment and answer questions and all that. Although he did kind of pull a shotgun effect on the Muslims because he kept on saying a bunch of Bible verses over and over, and then what he would do is he wouldn't really read them. He would just put his own interpretation on the comments of it. You know, your typical Christian strategy. Well, the debate continued, and back and forth they went, VenomFang with the pop shots, but also still delivering biblical references that he claimed were proving that Jesus is God. Towards the end of the debate, people were asked if they want to be able to question VenomFang or the Muslim group. Well, of course, I stood up and I put my hand up. You got to put your hand up in Pal Talk. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but in order to be able to speak, you have to raise your hand, and then yada yada yada, you get to ask your question. Well, they went all the way down the line, and a lot of Muslims as well as Christians asked a lot of great questions. It was really, really good. And when it got to me, my first question was this: how can Jesus be the Son of God if he made so many false prophecies in the New Testament about his return with the kingdom and the end of the world? Well, VenomFang kind of just blew me off like I wouldn't even shit to him. That was fine. I expected that. What was he going to do? So more people got to ask more questions, and I got to come in with my second round of questions. Now remember, VenomFang the whole time is trying to prove Jesus is God. So when I finally got to respond again, I stated, I want you to tell me something, VenomFang. In the Old Testament, you claim that Jesus is God. And I brought up several verses in the book of Deuteronomy, as well as Numbers chapter 31, verse 17 through 18, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 15 through 18, as well as Hosea chapter 13, verse 16. I brought up several verses in which Jesus Christ, if he is God, hypothetically, would have been the one who murdered and killed the entire human race in the flood of Genesis. He would have been the one who commanded the death and genocide of all the babies and pregnant women and animals and man and small little boys. Now I went on